right, here is a renovation question about this vinyl liner, steel wall pool, deep end, shallow end, and the possibility of making some changes to it. And here is the question. I'm reaching out to you guys after seeing some videos on YouTube because it seems like you might think outside the box. Bought this house in 2018, needs rehab of this 1980s Roman diving pool. We don't want to just put in a new liner and call it good. After doing some research, we really like the idea of adding a sun shelf and a few seats and reconfiguring the bottom into more of a sport pool. However, after talking to a few local pool shops, it seems like the only way they would do it would be tear up the existing deck, add new steel walls, and the cost would be way more than what we'd be willing to spend. My question is, what is the most economical way to add a couple seats and a shelf in the half circle area without starting over from scratch?
I don't see any reason, again, for me, because this is something that I've done repeatedly. It's a no-brainer. There's not much to it. But if someone's never done this before and you're asking to do it, it's kind of monumental. It's a mind shift that says, well, how do I take this shape of pool, and the pictures show that the shell is just fine the way it is. Rust walls, whatever, most of them are, no big deal. I could see easily if you wanted more of a sport pool, it's digging up a little bit of the shallow end out, adding a little stone in the deep end, filling it back in, hard bottoming it, and then pouring a sun shelf and putting a liner over the top of it. To me, easy peasy, but that's me. Finding someone who's doing that type of work, again, in your area might be more difficult. I certainly think it's possible without the whole tear out and replace. I don't know why you'd have to tear out a deck to do it. I don't know why you'd have to do, other than the manual labor of digging out a part of the pool, filling in a part of the pool, vermiculating the bottom, and then just pouring some steps or steel into to create some steps and some shelf. I don't know what the budget is. That might be a concern as well, but it seems to me that the pool wouldn't have to be completely disassembled to be able to do this. So,
but it's not an inexpensive proposition either.
No, it's
many thousands of dollars.
It's yes. You can't just renovate this for a few grand and think it's going to happen. Pop a new liner in. No, there's a lot of work to this. However, it's not a $75,000 tear out and replace a pool scenario either. I don't know what kind of number I would have to put on it to say it makes sense, but it's not tearing out everything and redoing it. It's a matter of understanding the steps and adding some pieces and doing some structural stuff and finishing it.
Between the liner and the changes, you're looking at a solid 10 to 20,000.
Well, I would say
minimum of 10.
I would say minimum of 20 probably.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you're still looking at doing a lot of stuff there, and there's a lot of things that have to be added and taken away, and beyond that, what's our access? Is it done by hand? Can you use equipment? Can you whatever? All those things, though. I would say on the low end, 20.
Okay.
Again, that's in our market, and likely more than that, but it certainly isn't a $70,000 tear out and replace scenario.